Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here and welcome to episode 51 of my AS Monaco series. Now there was a little bit of confusion in the previous episode. Some people did think that the series was actually ending there. As you can see, no, it is obviously not. That was simply just a series recap of, what I had achieved so far, throughout the seasons, after obviously winning the Champions League. And I thought it was the perfect opportunity to do it as it was episode 50, which is, sort of a little landmark as far as episodes go. And yeah, it just worked out perfectly like that, so that was really good. Anyway, as you can see, we are in pre-season, and obviously a couple of things happened at the end of last season. Obviously, I mentioned before we won the UEFA Champions League. We also are in the process of building a new stadium, which was, well, the board actually put it forward at the end of the season. And yeah, so let me get into some transfer activity. First of all, it's how I like to kick things off with my preseason episodes. As you can see, quite a lot of activity was, achieved. I say achieved because we did sign quite a few players, and a few players I'm really, really impressed with. We'll go through the ins first. First of all was Teixeira. I brought him in. It's a weird situation. I thought he had another nationality, which would obviously make him not count as a non-EU player in the League One squad registration. So I spent 6 mil on him. He's actually a half-decent player with his technicals. He is lacking in his physicals, however, which is, the disappointing part of it. Can play on the left wing as well, so, probably not the worst bit of business there. I can probably at least get my money back in a season or two. Next player I brought in was a deal that was set up. I think these four here were deals that were set up to happen, which is why they, all five of them, sorry. The next player was Starte. As you can see, another striker. He's actually probably a little bit better, and he's also a year younger. He's a Romanian national, or under 21 national. He is out on loan to our feeder club AC Ajaccio, so hopefully he gets a bit of game time there and he can develop nicely. Next player I brought in was Toth, who is Hungarian. He's only 17. I did decide to loan him out. Again, he's another striker, very good pace on him. Needs a bit of mental work, but he is only 17, so yeah. Loan him out to Heracles. I wasn't too sure about it at the time. I don't like to usually loan players out that are under the age of 18. So, I decided to say, yeah, we'll let him go. See if he can actually, progress at all, at least for the first half of the season. And, then I'll decide whether to bring him back and put him in the youth team or just to let him finish that loan spell. The next player I brought in was it's a bit of a backup rotation first team player actually, and that was Radu Alaru from Cluj for 3.5 million. Another Romanian. This guy does have 2 caps for the Romanian national team at the age of 20. He could be a decent ball-winning midfielder, I would assume. He's got a little bit of strength, and he's got the technical abilities to be a decent ball-winning midfielder in my eyes. 20 years old, always got room to grow and become better. And as you can see, his value is 4.8 mil, which is obviously up 1.3 mil from the fee that I bought him for. The next player I brought in was Brackbull, who came from the Swiss club. Yeah, Zurich is Sweden, not Sweden, Switzerland. He came from Grasshoppers for 800k. As you can see, another 17-year-old who I have again loaned out, despite my better judgment. But he has very good defensive technical stats for a left back, which is very impressive at his age of 17. And his pace is 14, which is, again, half decent. Strength, apart from his pace, his physicals are quite low. And obviously, being 17, his mentals are very low as well. He can potentially play right back as well, although that is awkward. The next player we brought in was Rudy Roussel from Anderlecht for 3 mil. As you can see, when I looked at this player, the first player that shot into my mind was Claude Ulrich. Very, very similar type of player, especially at the same age. He pretty much has identical stats to Ulrich at the age of 17. So as you can see, 4.5 star potential. He's a left footer, which is a little bit disappointing because my ball-winning midfielder is on the right, and obviously I am training him to be a natural centre mid. So I'm trying to train him as a ball-winning midfielder, but he could probably easily play as a deep line playmaker in the future as well. And obviously he's Belgian, so that's pretty good. Another deal I had set up was a Bosman for Barry Ooms from Feyenoord. As you can see, pretty decent central defender. Will definitely be the backup centre defender in one of the slots, probably for Van Eyck because he is right-footed. So yeah, again, just probably to rest Van Eyck if he ever actually needs a rest, or if he's not performing well enough. The next player I brought in was Daniel Milard from RKC for 6.5 mil. As you can see, 19-year-old, again, another Dutch player, very good central midfielder that can play the deep line playmaker position. He is quite large at 187 centimeters, so that's pretty much why he is so strong at this age, which is good to see. Again, he's also got really decent physicals, and I mean 17 passing, 15 creativity at the age of 19 is very impressive. Yeah, 6.5 mil, well spent I think there. The next player I brought in, I absolutely love his first name, Django, and I can't really pronounce his last name, but I think it's Wassenaar, and he came in from SC Heerenveen, or how do you say that? Heerenveen? Yeah, Heerenveen. Which I did actually loan him back, but he came in for 11 million, which was a bit overpaid, I must admit. But again, another Dutch player, 18 years old. The Dutch international team is going to be very, very good in a few years with players like this coming through my my youth team. Again, good pace, good technicals, very good heading as well, and he can play on the left wing. And the final player I brought in was a bit of a a nothing buy, and that was Felipe Ponticiado, and he's again another central defender. I have an absolute abundance. Probably just going to do, I like to do those little free transfer flip-ons for a few million, and I think he'll definitely be one. Can also play right back, but he probably won't play at all this season, and I'll look to try and sell him off in January if possible. If I go into the outs now, as you can see, we did sell a couple of players, and we did loan a few first-team quality players out as well. First of all, Tanguy St. Louis, one of the academy products, was sold to Anderlecht for 10 million. He is a very, very good player, but at 22, I didn't really think he was going to progress that much without first-team football, so we did decide to sell him. Breckball obviously went on loan to Ajaccio. Maputha was sold to Chamois Norte. Obviously, they got their takeover last season, I think it was, despite being relegated to League 2. And there they came in for Maputha, who was never really going to feature under me as our third choice senior right back, I should say, because I've got some amazing youth right backs at the moment, and Akubo is actually one of them. As you can see, he would actually be more inclined to play over Maputha despite being 20 years old. He has gone out and loaned to Ajax, which I think will be a very, very good loan deal for him. And hopefully he gets a lot of game time. As you can see, he's actually really impressive, and obviously being Japanese in the national team, we do have a Japanese feeder club for merchandise purposes. So yeah, that is definitely a player I will look to play. He's a bit short, but again, not too fussed about that really. He's got amazing pace and stuff on him, so yeah, Starte obviously went on loan to Ajaccio. Toth went on loan to Heracles, sorry. Guy Andre was the next player we let go, and he went on loan to Real Madrid. They actually offered me their job at the start of this season, and I actually accepted the job, but I made a separate save file for it. Just sort of a bit of a muck around thing between this save and that save. Obviously this will be the YouTube series I do up until the release of FM15. But yeah, let him go out on loan, and yeah, very, very decent player. And hopefully with game time at 22 years old, he will become an absolute beast this season. And hopefully when he comes back, he'll easily slot into my first team. Yilmaz was a player I let go to Nancy Lorraine, our feeder club. Never really going to turn into anything amazing, the 17-year-old goalkeeper. So we sold him for 25k, sorry, to Nancy Lorraine. I mentioned the Django Wassenaar loan back deal. Christopher? Yeah, I think it's Christopher. We'll just call him Grenier. Grenier was loaned to Arsenal. I was trying to actually sell him off, but nobody was really interested, and then I offered him for loan got I think 3 offers, and I saw Arsenal and I was like, key player, you know what, he can go there because Arsenal is obviously my favourite club in real life. And the final player I let go of was Todd Dillon, again on loan to Real Madrid, but he did command a loan fee of 200,000 per month, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, we'll rack in some fees for that. But obviously he's a world-class player at the age of 19 as well. So yeah, I mean, look at his physicals; they're absolutely mental. Techniques are a little bit low, but I mean, he's only 19, and I hope that my 2 centre-backs will be playing first-team football for Real Madrid. They do still have Varane, although I think he's 31 years old, and Sergio Ramos is still there, but he's, you know, a shadow of his former player. So yeah, that is the transfer activity. That actually went on for quite a while. The pre-season friendlies, first game was against Vita Club at Nancy Lorraine. We beat them 4-0. Goals coming from Van Eyck, Vicente, Fabiano and Ocampos. We then lost to Liverpool at home. Pretty disappointing performance all round, but obviously it's only pre-season, and we actually had quite a few players out, I think, with the World Cup, which was a little bit disappointing. I'm not sure if that is actually correct, because I did actually play pre-season quite a while ago. The next game was against Istanbul. I think this was a tour of Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. So we versed Istanbul BBSK, beat them 5-0, hat-trick for Vicente, Tesserin and Erstaprak, also on the score sheet. We then versed Kayserispor? It's Kaiserspor, that's right. Heard of them before, actually. We versed Kaiserspor, beat them 4-1, brace from Erstaprak, Hernandez and Boucher also on the score sheet. And the final friendly game I played was the Lucas Romero testimonial against Sampdoria. And we beat them 6-4 in a pretty amazing game. I mean, a 10-goal thriller. Ocampos with a brace, Hernandez. Fabiano got 2 as well. And Vicente was also on the score sheet coming off the bench for us. And obviously today's live comm will be against AS Saint Etienne in the Trophee des Champions. So we may as well advance to that now, as you can see. We'll go through the lineup very quickly. In goal we got Francois, right back Hernando, centre pairing of Van Eyck and Matip, with Haji at left back as always. Our centre midfield pairing will be Ulrich as the ball winner, and Boucher as our deep line playmaker today, with Fabiano sitting in front. Wingers today will be Lamprou and Erstaprak, pretty much as per usual, and we are starting Vicente, who was on loan at Marseille last season. We will be starting him up front. Santibanez does have an offer in from Man City. I'll show you that now. It is a 46.5 mil offer, and if you remember correctly, we did sign him on a free transfer. Holy crap, he got 25 assists in the reserve in his first season. Obviously last season he did score the important goals in the Champions League for us, which basically won it for us, and yeah, I would have liked to have gotten a bit more for him, but I do think 46.5 mil is a fair price anyway. And obviously we got Vicente returning this season, and as you can see, he has progressed quite nicely, and I am very happy for him to lead the line this season. Pretty decent, not decent, but it's average loan spell at Marseille. But the 29 games obviously aided in his development, and I think under my tactic and my tutelage this season, he will be quite amazing. And I'm just going to take him off reserve squad duty because he's going to be our starting striker, while Hernandez is obviously injured as well. I forgot to mention that. But he is out for 2 months, so Vicente will need to feature predominantly, and obviously I have an abundance of reserve and youth team strikers as well. So losing Santibanez isn't going to be the worst thing in the world, but I do need to raise a bit of money for the new stadium we are building. Anyway, I've dilly-daddled too long. Sogard, Foray, Kleber, Tesserin, Bernard, Pereira and Santibanez will be on the bench today. Got to give Vicente his number. Oh, and he's chosen number 8. I like that. No real players I actually know in the Saint Etienne scene there. They did win the cup last season. Sorry for that was a bit of a yawn. They did win the cup last season, so that is why they are actually in the Trophee des Champions, which is obviously the equivalent of the Community Shield, which Arsenal won this season, or the start of this season anyway. Alright, so we have kickoff. I'm not going to put the highlights on extended simply because this episode is going for quite a long time, but we do have a corner here. Fabiano swings it in, Matip, and it's headed away. I'm not sure if the Saint Etienne player could get there, but he can't because Boucher has amazing pace on him. Let's see if we can actually do anything here. Lamprou now on the left-hand side here. Can he cross it for Vicente? Yes, he can. Vicente scores. What a beast. Thank you very much. Got to give Marseille some props. They really developed him quite nicely. The 29 league games he played aided in his development very well. And I'm hoping that, you know, similar things will happen for my two centre-backs that I've loaned out to Real Madrid. I hope that, you know, that with that game time that they'll get there, they are in quite a few competitions, Real Madrid are. So that would be good. Obviously the Spanish Cup, Champions League, and La Liga. And like I mentioned, they don't have an abundance of central defenders, which is, again, another positive. And we have, yes, we have won the ball there. Matip is sitting on a yellow, so I might look to bring him off. Who did I say was on the bench? I can't even remember. I think it was Foray. So that would be a pretty decent swap. But we got Osterprak down the right here. Crosses it in. Fabiano. Back post. Lamprou. Ooh. I was actually a bit behind the action then. Might sound a bit delayed, but it wasn't the actual video. That was just me, guys. Oh, we have one more highlight before the halftime whistle blows. Hernando keeps it in. Plays it forward. Boucher to Ulrich. Back to Hernando. Can he cross it? No, he plays it back. Ulrich again. Osterprak. Fabiano. Oh! Another good save by their goalkeeper. And that is away. And that will be the halftime whistle. So we are winning 1-0 at halftime, which is good to see, considering it's basically still pre-season. I'm just going to say I'm happy. No real response out of the players there. Fair enough, I suppose. Alright. Let's see. Oh, Fabiano's not having a very good game. He's on a 6.5, which is a little bit disappointing, you know, coming from a player of his quality. Well, it's good to see Saint Etienne getting a bit of the ball. And that was kind of wasted. Just as I mentioned, they're having a bit of ball, they just, you know, kick the ball straight to my goalkeeper. I'm going to try and make a sub here. We'll bring Bernard on for Fabiano, and then we'll swap him and Boucher, just so Boucher will get in his natural AMC position, and Bernard will get in his natural MC position. We're also going to bring off Ulrich. He's on a 6.6 as well. Quite fatigued. And I think that'll do for now. Might look to bring one more on a little bit later on. We'll see how things go. Lamprou with the ball out in this left wing. Plays it inside for Fabiano, who again nearly gives the ball away. Ulrich plays it wide. Osterprak crosses, and Fabiano scores just as we bring him off as well. That's very interesting. Glad he got the goal though, and obviously that gives us a 2-0 lead, which will pretty much, hopefully, win us the game here. So I like that. It's good. Apologies, I just had another yawn. I am quite tired. But another thing I forgot to mention, and we have a knock here to Bernard, so that's annoying, but I don't really have anyone to bring on for him. Could bring Santibonez on. This will be interesting. Santibonez on, and then we'll drop Vicente, because he can actually play centre midfield. We'll drop Vicente back into the deep line playmaker slot and put Santibonez up front. It's a very interesting change, and I'm glad I didn't make all three just before when I was making my subs. Alright, yeah, so back on topic to what I was saying before. They're in behind. They've got to score here. And they do. Pound J has scored. Anyway, 2-1. Yeah, again, distracted. back to what I was saying. I forgot to mention that we are obviously in the Euro Super Cup, so I will be doing a live com for that as well, which will, I'm pretty sure it comes up in the next, I'm not sure if it's the next game or if it's a game after the first league game, but obviously I will live com that game for you as well. I won't give away any league results in that episode. All Santibanez also on the score sheet 3-1. Simply because I don't want to ruin or spoil any of the results before the mid-season review. So that will just be a simple Euro Super Cup live com. Probably be a short episode. They're usually around 8 to 12 minutes. Those cup live coms, or cup final live coms, I should say. We've got the ball again here. Can we get a fourth? Santibanez. Boucher. Ooh, Österprak. Ooh, and the keeper gets there first. Good goalkeeping by the Saint Etienne goalkeeper. A little bit disappointed we actually did concede there, but it was just like a looping long ball over the top. And it does look like we're about to win 3-1 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Another piece of silverware, which is pretty good, but obviously it's only the pre-season cup, or the pre-season cup equivalent, I suppose. But I'm always happy to win a bit of silverware. I mean, as you could see from last episode, I couldn't buy a trophy for my first 3 seasons. We were just really, really poor. Anyway, I'm very happy with that. Nice little result. As you can see, we absolutely played them off the park there. 20 shots to 3 shots. And they score a goal with one of their 2 on target. So there we go, guys. That is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, please drop a like and a favourite. That would be great. And if you are a new viewer, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because there will be more Football Manager 14 content up until the release of FM15. And obviously when that game actually drops, I will be doing 2 series straight off the bat. So make sure you subscribe to keep up to date with those in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.